Good morning, everyone. This is December 5th, 2014. Universal Mind Radio, in conjunction with Wolf Spirit Radio, would like to present to you 1 hour of Earth Mind Meditation by Frank Jordan. This morning, Frank will use subtle energy techniques to release and ease the stress of Mother Earth from land, sea, climate, and man-made changes around the world. The Earth Mind Healers Group is here to assist this morning. Frank is a well-known healer from Boise, Idaho. He is also a water, mineral, and missing persons dowser and healer. During the show on Sunday evening, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Frank teaches the universal laws of physics. A discussion is held by Frank where he invites the audience to join in the discussion and in healing for the second hour. For further information about Frank, please visit his website at www.psytronics.com. That's PSI-TRONICS.com. Psytronics.com. Or feel free to call him for any information, 208-344-9188. Again, his phone number, 208-344-9188. His email address is fljordan@cableone.net. And donations are always appreciated and can be made through the website of Wolf Spirit Radio, Psytronics, and Universal Mind Radio. Here we go with the show.
Well, good morning, everyone. In my quick scan of the internet this morning, the weather systems are definitely being beneficial to us at the present time in the West, at least, because we do have good moisture coming into northern and southern California, and it looks like that's a long cycle that's set up to continue. So we'll put our intention into the Pacific to encourage that long looping trough that is coming into Southern California to continue. It's like the jet stream is bringing it in. So that's wonderful. In the Pacific Northwest, we're getting a good surge of storms through, and it's rain in the lowlands and snow in the highlands, and that's the way we like it. And it's not too cold yet, but we're progressing into winter. And looking at the space weather, there are some Class M's solar spots that could bring some flares toward us. So we'll reinforce the golden grid again to repel those. And looking at the international situation, we're just hanging poised now on finally bringing into fruition the new world reset, the global reset of the financial situation. And that looks highly promising because the banks, well, I'll let Mike tell you about that. And, beyond that, we'll do our usual work of reinforcing the golden grid and calming earthquakes down. I have noted that because we didn't really focus last week on the earthquakes, or last Wednesday, they are stronger again. It's just amazing. When we really focus on them, they're pretty mild, pretty benign, with just a few major outbreaks. But we were focusing on other things last Saturday, and they did increase. And it's full of the moon now on the western side, so that would indicate that we have more attraction there also. Mike, do you have anything for us astrologically and on the financial situation?
Well, let's read the astro first. Today, emotions run high. The full moon this morning brings information to light. This is a good time to release, reveal, or announce something, particularly communications or learning related that you want others to catch on to, but not for revealing a matter that you want to downplay. There can be a lot of information coming in today. Take it, but process everything before making important decisions. Moon is in Gemini all day until Sunday at 12:36 p.m. Eastern Time. The moon is waxing gibbous before 7:26 a.m. Full moon phase after 7:26 a.m. Full moon occurs 7:26 a.m. in Gemini. Cold moon. So that's what we have there. As far as financial situation, we seem to be kind of in this churning holding pattern. I'm a little bit out of it this week. I had a challenging week and a busy week health-wise. I spent a lot of time going over to UCSF, and we've been working on my breathing situation and my kind of oxygen supply. So I don't know a whole lot else, but I do notice that there seems to be a lot of percolating, kind of rebellion, pushback against the maneuvers of the Fed and the federal government. I did see, interestingly enough, speculation this week from Al Adask, who's an alternate, counterculture sort of writer. He actually raised the issue of whether, that I think conventional wisdom is as part of the, examination of what's really going on, that the Federal Reserve is not a government entity that is completely independent, conventionally thought to be owned by bankers. And Adask actually raises the issue in a fairly coherent way as to whether or not the Federal Reserve is really just the federal government, and that they've convinced us that it's independent, but it's even worse than that. It's the government and the Fed are the same thing. And I've also seen some speculation that they're running up the debt like drunken sailors in preparation for some sort of restructure or bankruptcy event. So that, I'll leave it at that. My voice is a little challenged, as is my breathing, so I'll let it go at that.
Thank you, Mike. And we all send love and energy to you to help you in your travails also. Okay, let's get ready now and go into our meditative state. For those who might be new to what we do, we've learned how to access the deep subconscious mind. And in accessing that, we have access to power of consciousness and the levels of consciousness that are important for manifestation, to bring things into form. And it's a very powerful process. And it's not only powerful for you individually, but as we do this, we're entering into understanding of how the morphogenic fields of group mind and universal mind work. And we're learning to accept the fact in the process that we do have power. We're not just individuals sitting out here alone, fighting our singular battles against the elements and the forces of negative consciousness. We're all lifting our awareness, and with that, our skills and abilities to manifest and bring into form the reality we want to experience, and not be subjected to that that's been created for us. Is everyone hearing me clearly?
Very clearly.
All right. I'm having problems with my earphones again, so I'll try to keep going here until I get those working properly. Okay, so get into a relaxed position. If you have shungite, hold it in your hand if you can. If you have a quartz crystal, that's good also. Take your awareness up into your forehead. Close your eyes and just take a deep breath and relax backward. And you'll feel your point of attention come into your forehead. And this is your state of now where you're aware of the outer reality. Take another breath, step back deeper, and you're in the soul center here. This is where the outer reality begins to shut down. You're taking your awareness within. Just be there for a moment, feeling your soul entity, which is your I am, your self-identity, your ego and id all in one package. Now extend that state of awareness outward to the group mind field of the soul of everyone on earth. Begin with our meditation group, Wolf Spirit Radio, and then on outward into earth consciousness. Now there's a tone involved in this. That tone you hear, possibly feel, the frequency that shows the elevation of consciousness as we experience it to this point. Shows how evolved we are in our process of coming back into full higher consciousness. Now draw back out of the world soul mind and notice whether your individual point of awareness or your feeling of your frequencies rise up a little bit. They may pop up considerably depending on how much clearing work you've done and how much focus you put on raising your individual frequencies. But have a realization that as we raise our personal frequency levels up above the heart, because it is an experience of moving up through each chakra level in our growth of consciousness. And as we achieve the 0 point in the heart, we move out of the low self-survival range where we're self-oriented and in purely taking care of ourselves situation. Above the heart, we move up into the wider expansion of group mind consciousness, where our higher thoughts and ideals resonate outward and affect everyone that we touch. That's why the Wolf Spirit Radio Network is so important, is that as we lift our reality and pay attention to put our focus of awareness onto what we're saying here and the frequency of energy that we're resonating, each of you have the opportunity to rise up levels in your consciousness. And you do this by releasing, letting go, letting go of holding on to the past. The past is all in the low self, in Earth mind, in the Akashic records. But we're moving into a new reality now, a new construct, a new paradigm, where our expansion, our unification of consciousness is external and outward, and we become one with everyone as we do this. To feel that feeling now of raising yourself up above the 0 point. Just let your point of awareness rise upward in your frequency system. And as you do this, feel your 0 point focus of consciousness raise in your physical body, and feel that resonate out through your soul center, and lift your vibrational frequency up to the soul center now. And those of you who have Shungite, feel that frequency coming from the shungite as it responds and allows you to carry the pathways, the frequencies of higher consciousness out through the soul mind, out over the airways, and feel the group mind consciousness of the world being stimulated in the soul centers. The soul is the guiding principle of experiential reality that we came in to participate in the earth process of growth and involvement in the spirituality of earth. To feel that oneness now, oneness being amplified and excited by the shungite, by your crystals. Because the shungite and the crystals will help hold the frequency. Now with that frequency and that intensity of your inner consciousness resonating into outer consciousness, extend your awareness down into earth mind, down into the crystal consciousness of earth. And carry those frequencies downward. Those frequencies of this higher consciousness are the direct antithesis of the low self-consciousness. So as we resonate the higher consciousness down into the lower levels of consciousness, it's like radiating light down into your low self, and through the group mind into the low self of everyone on earth. To exasperate that now, hold that form and take your awareness into the oversoul, up through your crown chakra, pull down light down through your system. Let that light come down and connect with the soul center. And also connect with our heart center. So we have a triad of energy, of desire, will, and potential. Desire and will acting on energy is equivalent to the triad you hear so much of in spirituality of the Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Only they got it wrong. It's Father, Mother, Holy Ghost. Now feel that resonance grow within you, and the power grow from the triad. That helps us to realize desire, which is the female, will, which is the male, and the Holy Ghost, which is energy, all the energy of galactic consciousness. We have the power to connect those fields and feel yourself grow and grow and grow, expanding outward through group mind consciousness, resonating down into earth mind, into the Akashic records that hold the form of the past and the domination reality. Feel that domination reality dissipating away now. Now we're in direct resonance with the chakra system of the earth. So feel the earth now, the chakra system of earth, come into resonance with earth mind. And feel in the crust of the earth all the patterns and forms of instinctive consciousness that are held
in the crust of the earth, in the silicon dioxide of the earth, the vast computer chip of the crust of the earth, and realize that instinctive consciousness is what holds the form of domination. Domination has been patterned into every living creature. No, that's not true. It's by human consciousness and their choices. They became the dominators of every living creature. And everything having DNA. And so we feel the DNA now of every living creature on earth, the plants and the animals and every living thing. We're resonating dominion into the DNA of every living thing. Dominion being that aspect of consciousness where humans, rather than being the dominators, become the caretakers in dominion of earth, just like it says in the first pages of the Bible. And man shall have dominion over all the creatures. That means the caretaker, the nurturer, the empowerer of the evolutionary process. And that as each gives, each receives an empowerment from each other, no matter what the species is. And the more you give, the more is available to receive. Now feel that incredible oneness. That is earth consciousness. That is our consciousness. That is the God Force consciousness. Now we take our awareness into earth mind, directly into the earthquake system, into the ring of fire around the Pacific. We're going to work with earth mind now. Take your point of attention to Southern California. And enter the earthquake grid near the San Andreas Fault and feel the disturbance we have two disturbances here. We have the linear slip of the San Andreas Fault, where the Pacific Plate is slipping along the mountain, or the United States coastal plate. And we also have an aspect of subduction that's occurring there. That's why there's such an intensity of small ongoing earthquakes there on such a wide range. So just feel the energy of those earthquakes now, and feel the stress of earth building up. And you feel this in your root chakra. And it's in direct resonance with the primitive brain at the base of your skull. So as you tune in through the root chakra into earth mind and into the earthquake grid, with communicating directly with the Devic force of consciousness that master and work with the earthquakes, you feel that resonance at the base of your brain, down low, right at the top of the spinal cord. And this is where, anytime you feel a pressure there, it could be warning of intensity, stress building up in the earth, of earthquakes, or some other thing that could be of a hazardous nature that could affect your life and well-being. But what we want to do now is lift that stress energy before it becomes an earthquake. Lift it up through the earthquake fault, up your spine, through the 0 point, through the crown chakra, through oversoul, up into the ionosphere, and into the golden grid we've created to shield Earth. Feel the energies flow up your spine and dissipate into the golden grid, strengthening and reinforcing the desire and intent of other things that we've taken into Earth mind that can affect Earth reality and human reality. In as much as the realization comes that in the 0 point, there's no time and space. We're shifting consciousness from potential destructive force in Earth mind through the 0 point in the heart, through the crown chakra. We're shifting that energy into a constructive force with our intent and will. That's the polarity, the female and male polarity working together to create a standing wave of consciousness in the 0 point. And that's where everything happens, is in the 0 point, balancing the two polarities with consciousness and the consciousness of the will center. Now move the awareness up to San Diego area, moving up along, steadily along the San Andreas Fault northward, releasing as you go, clearing and releasing up your spine, go all the way up to San Francisco, and up to the Oregon line, where the San Andreas veers out into the Pacific, and on northward along the San Juan de Fuca plate. Now we want to move eastward to the Sierra Nevada mountains. It extends all the way down below Los Angeles to San Diego. The fault lines run all the way south in that coastal plate. That's a subduction zone that's creating the Sierra Nevada mountains. Feel that stress, the full length, lifted upward. Now move the awareness to Las Vegas, north of Las Vegas, on that major fault line, to the Rocky Mountains. Northward to Salt Lake, up into Wyoming and the Yellowstone National Park. Take your awareness to the cauldron and lift the potential away from the mega earthquake, the mega volcano that is developing there. Lift that energy upward, extend yourself downward into the cauldron, and create a flow of energy. This is the etheric energy that holds the form of the physical energy. This etheric energy is in cooperation with the delic force of consciousness. Through the subtle energy field, we can direct our intent that the lava, the magma, not build up in intensity, that the temperature is held down, to directly convert the pressure from the magma moving upward, to convert that into the subtle energy that we carry up our spine and out into the golden grid. We disperse that energy around the earth as a protective shield against solar radiation. will that this be a continuous operation, that flow continue constantly 24/7 into the foreseeable future. Now, we will endeavor forces of consciousness to sustain, sustain, sustain. And move the awareness on northward to the Canadian line and activity in the Rocky Mountains there. Now back to the Pacific Northwest, the fault line that runs down through Seattle, all the way through the Willamette Valley into southern Oregon. That's a subduction fault line caused by the San Juan de Fuca plate. That's what is lifting the Coast Range. Carry that energy all upward through the ancient volcanoes, clearing and releasing. Now move your awareness northward to Alaska and the south central portion of Alaska, where the subduction of the Alaska, or the North Pacific Plate, subducts under the Alaska Plate, all the way up into central Alaska. Incredible release of energy, thousands of small earthquakes constantly occurring there. We just left that energy upward, creating an inverse funnel that carries the energy upward and spreads it outward through the golden grid. And moves southward along the Aleutian chain. There's only light activity there. All the way to Russia. Now down the Kamchatka Trench to Japan, where there's a 5-0 at Omama, Japan. Lift those energies upward. And several other lesser earthquakes carry that energy to northern Japan and lift the radioactivity from the nuclear plants in a spiral of energy up into the golden grid, which is transmuted into beneficial energy. And that's reinforcing our permanent release factors in that area. And move on south to the Philippines. There's ongoing activity at 6.6 at Sangay. That's a sub-ocean volcanic activity's been going on there for some time. Also, there's a tremendous typhoon, a Class 3 typhoon, hitting the Philippines in that exact area at this time. So we tune into the weather divas and the forces and carry that typhoon energy upward into our golden grid to weaken the typhoon. Just lift that typhoon. It's like just sucking the energy out of it. We've been successful in the past by stopping these things before they hit. There was one notable one was in Japan a month or so ago, which was the same size this one is, and it just got to the edge of Japan and dissipated away. And we're doing the same thing here, dissipating it into the golden grid, strengthen the power and protective shield, and weaken the effect that it has on the landmass. Take your awareness further southward. And into Indonesia. And around the Java Trench. This series of normal, low yield 4.8 along that crescent, along the Java Trench. Lift the energy upward, continuously lubricating those landmass collisions so that they do not hang up and cause a destructive tsunami. Now take your awareness eastward to New Guinea. There's further eastward to Solomon Islands, minor volcanic activity, to Vanuatu, Tonga, and south to New Zealand. In New Zealand, there's been several quakes of measurable size, 5.2 north of Gisborne, New Zealand. These are on the east side of the Kermatic Trench, which indicates that this is an uplifting action that's creating the New Zealand. These are normal. What we want to assure is that we're releasing the energy prior to any major earthquake, lubricating the uplifting action. The releases are smooth, harmonious. Now we move eastward across the Pacific to South America and the Andes Mountains of Chile and the Peru-Chile Trench subducting under South America that's creating the Andes Mountains. Release the energy of that subduction through the ancient volcanoes and through the active ones. Now northward to Peru, the same chain of mountains. And on northward to Central America, there's the usual small mid-range earthquakes along the Guatemalan Trench. There's one 5.3 in Ecuador at the present moment. And a 5.8 at Panama. And we move eastward to Santo Domingo, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. There's always minor activity there. But we release the stresses from that entire zone so they don't build up into a gigantic earthquake like happened a couple of years ago. Now we move eastward to the Mediterranean and northward to Iceland. The ongoing activity of that volcano, and take our attention to the huge volcano next to it, which is 10 times larger, that caused the mini ice age a few hundred years ago. Release the energy from both of those. And move back to the Mediterranean. Activity in Greece. A 5.0 in that region. The edge of Turkey. On eastward to northern Afghanistan. And further eastward to southern China. And western China. And we move eastward to the Hawaiian Islands. Ongoing activity there, steady release of magma. Now eastward to our point of beginning and on into the central United States. The fracking energy, which is intensifying in Oklahoma, Kansas, and on into Arkansas. Now bring our awareness back into the point of beginning. Now, if you'll notice, there's a lot of energy at the base of your brains pushing up on your skull. This is Earth mind, the Devic force of consciousness, getting our attention, calling for attention. So just drop awareness into that and feel yourself expand out into the golden grid surrounding the Earth, and the request from Mother Earth that we harmonize the electromagnetic energies around the Earth at this time that are causing the weather distortions, and to harmonize the stress energy of the world, of the humans that are causing this stress energy that is affecting the weather patterns, particularly those of the droughts. When there becomes an area that gets out of balance, such as southwestern United States, that stress amplifies, and as the people grow in fear, it amplifies that energy. So we want to clear the energy of fear, of drought, and the lack of water in the southwest and in the Colorado River drainage system. Release the fear from all the humans there, because with the rains that are coming in now, we can release the fear and take the stress away of the humans. And lift the consciousness of those humans that were in domination, wanting to competitively control the water. Shift that consciousness into dominion, where their desire is to share and help everyone out. There's enough for everyone if it's distributed properly. And we also reach into the Devic force of consciousness of all the plants and animals in that entire region. Pull their need for water, their need for sustenance into the group mind consciousness. And we feel an incredible force of unified consciousness build in the southwest, and we extend that out into the Pacific Ocean to the jet stream that is actively bringing the moisture in now. And because it is looping far to the south to pick up heat energy from that system, to pick up more water, cause more evaporation, carry in stronger flows, and we will that flow to sustain. The jet stream stay in that pattern, pumping moisture all the way into the central United States. And to do this, it's like becoming that flow, the jet stream, holding that flow in place, projecting it into the future, and reaching into the past with the patterns of consciousness of what we consider to be normal or beneficial, reestablishing those patterns in the southwest, drawing on the El Nino energy. The El Nino is shifted further north, and that is what's allowing us to pick this energy up now and bring that moisture in. Where normally it would be dry during an El Nino and the moisture going to the north, we drop that ridge further south, pick up the El Nino energy, and use it for evaporation in the ocean, which will bring more moisture into the southwest. And we project this into the future as far as it needs to be. We maintain the desire and the need of all the plants and animals. And project that into the future. The attractants that is cooperating with the Devic force of God force consciousness to bring in the moisture, stabilize the flows, and so it is. Sustain, sustain, sustain. Now we take our awareness to the human grid and that which they have conceived produced concerning the financial system and the grid of commerce around the world. To unify the will of the people to recognize and understand how the domination force is controlling the banking industry, which controls the government. And we lift the will of the people into that grid of consciousness that is the domination grid, the will for dominion. "95% of the people that desire and will help to create the country, that will is now being focused on the banking industry and the cabal to shift into dominion as created by the 95% and not by the 5%. And we feel that happening. Feel the global reset around the world. We feel the consciousness shift, raise the frequency of the entire financial structure from domination into dominion, which disperses in dominion the energy and the frequency of money, what it represents, will be dispersed equally for the benefit of everyone. It'll be put into circulation to benefit everyone, to maintain our industries and our jobs, our productivity. That productivity and the value thereof is returned to the people and to the land by returning and nurturing, caring for earth and earth mind and the living states of earth and the consciousness of all things. It comes back into balance and harmony, for what is removed is replaced in some form. There's always an energy balance between the needs and the wants. We feel that happening now, extended into the future. Dominion is a state of mind. Now bring your awareness back up your spine into your own reality and act out in your own reality that which we project and desire for all people, because through the resonance of our joint desire and will, the entire world is feeling it now, responding to it. Step out into the frontal lobes of your brain, back into the moment of reality of now. And Joan, would you like to wrap up for us?
I can do that. It's better if I don't have my mute button on. Please tune in with us Sunday evening at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We have a 2-hour program. The first hour, Frank works with us through meditation and teaching of metaphysics and physics. The second hour, we ask the listening audience for healing requests, and with the help of the Earth Mind Think Tank, we take healing requests from the audience, and it's quite a fun show. That is Sunday night at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We work with Earth Mind Healing Wednesday morning and Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. So please join us. Again, his website, www.psitronics.com, psi-tronics.com. And his phone number, 208-344-9188. Frank, thank you. It was a lovely show this morning.
The Sunday show promises to be an interesting one because I have some new information and coming through from Stephen, and it affects us all. So we welcome your participation. We thank you for your contributions. It's what keeps us informed here and keeps us going.
Maybe Sunday evening you could explain more about Stephen and Francis and the connection you have with the Galactic Force. That would be entertaining. I always like to hear that.
Are there any comments from anyone in the group or requests? If not, we'll turn it back to you, Gary, and I saw JP came in for a moment there, but I don't see him now.
Okay. Well, that's it, folks. The show's over. We'll see you again tomorrow for the 2-hour show with Frank and his group. So everybody take care and have a great day.